Hey, it's Caleb here at homeschool-curriculum.org. Today's question, help! My kids aren't taking school seriously. That never happens in my house. Actually, it happens quite a bit. And we got to say, hey, let's get back to it. It's like not taking a diet seriously or your exercise seriously. Well, it all comes, up and down. We have different times where we have higher energy. So the first step is just take it easy for a second and take a step back. In fact, I'm looking at a quote here I like from Thomas Edison. He said, I haven't failed. I just found 10,000 ways it doesn't work. And that's what happens sometimes. We try this thing, it doesn't work. We try this thing, it doesn't work. And finally, we light on something that does work. Now, your kid's not taking things seriously. Probably the number one issue or number one reason is because they don't see the relevance. Right? It doesn't mean anything to them. It's not fun. It's not interesting. They don't see how it might matter for the other things they want to do. And that is the first step, is working on that. So let's just take reading or writing, for example. If they don't see the relevance, can you shift that in a way that you say, let's read about something which you would be interested? Can you write something about which you can be proud or about which you can express yourself? And maybe, in fact, I have a list in our site, in our membership site, about 101 different ideas you can use to take homeschooling to the next level. These are all just different suggestions that could help you to figure out if this might work for your child. But really, think about how it could be relevant. The second part might be that they just don't like it. And it might be, it's not everything. We use a weekly review. We cover that in the 3-hour school day, but we use a weekly review process to talk about what we liked last week, what we didn't like last week, and what we could do better. And many times we're sitting there, we're evaluating and say, well, what's not working out? Let's take that least valuable thing off the list. And maybe we'll just come back to it later. Now, I asked my son about this. I said, hey, here's the question we've got to answer this week. And, he went through a couple of things. Those first couple I shared with you. But the third step he shared is he said, sometimes it's just too bad, so sad. It's school. You got to do it. And if you were in school, you'd still have to go to school. You still have to turn in your homework and do the grades. We just happen to have a lot of flexibility and freedom that sometimes gets misunderstood as being completely permissive with no boundaries, no limits. At the end of the day, we are the parents, they are the children, we have a responsibility to educate them well. And if they can't take it seriously, as I like to say to my son, there's a good public school right down the road. If you want to go do that, we can go do it. And that might be one of the alternatives you have to share. But I think that you can probably get into the other things first by figuring out how do we make it relevant, include your children in that decision, and taking the things that they like the least, and how can we change them up in a way to get them a lot more enjoyable. That's it for today, and look forward to chatting with you next time.